FX Nation, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And what we're going to do on this week's video is we're going to go ahead and I got a lot of requests to do some back testing on pound USD. So that's what we're going to take a look at this week and do a quick deep dive on pound USD so you can better understand what I'm looking at whenever I back test and my thoughts on this as the week plays out. Hopefully you'll continue to get more value from these back testing videos. If you want to see a pair that you like to trade, just comment below, like the video guys, let me know, and we'll put in some requests for you to get that video out for you guys. All right, so without further ado guys, let's get this week started. All right, let's do pound USD. We haven't done this one in a while. Let's do, I don't know, no, let's do pandemic. All right, so what do we notice here? Starting off.
Looks to be trending down.
Definitely, right? This looks like you had a trending cycle week this week. You had a market maker cycle this week. This looks to be a market maker cycle here. But yeah, you're generally just trending down, right? Let's see what else. We are 500 pips from the last major high here. So 500 pips. So there's definitely been some resets. So that's one cycle there. It went up. I'm going to say that's a reset because there's no way that's, yeah, this is a reset here. Came down. Let's see if this is another one here. Yep, that's another cycle here. And this is another reset here, it looks like. Either another reset or an unconfirmed reset, right? So if they don't break this low here, then it'd be unconfirmed reset. But if they break it, it'd be a confirmed reset. So you'd be looking at, let's see if it is a reset. Somewhere around here. What is that? 13, what, 122, 340 or something, somewhere around that range for like a full cycle, right? So just off the bat here, from what we're looking at, we know it's an obvious downtrend. It's resetted. Well, it looks definitely resetted once. This might be a second reset here, but in order to confirm that, we would need to basically drop and break this low here. All right, so I fast forward a little bit too much, but see, you're bouncing off the 200 there. So this is likely the pattern here, actually, super early, because it broke right through that middle of the range. It didn't reverse or anything. It didn't pause. It just literally ran straight through it. So that was probably the pattern there. Super early though. Now what's the problem with this here?
Still hasn't broken that low.
Yeah, well, it hasn't broken the low yet. You're correct.
Just pinning it.
But because of the sharp move, obviously it separates the 5 and 13, right? So it makes it super hard to catch a reversal trade unless this thing moves like crazy sideways for like a couple 2 or 3 hours. So that's what something I would be looking for is obviously the only thing that you can trade right here would be a reversal. Unless it comes all the way back up here and then you'd be looking for more of a continuation. But you would really want that to go sideways for some time to get caught up with price action. See, like if they get past this, see if they break this right here. This is what I was talking about earlier with the behavior. That right there. If that's broken, they're going lower. If that's held, then they're going to reverse. Yeah, so the only possible thing that you could do here is look for a reversal, right? You can try to look for something like that. But that's basically you saying that this is going to turn out to be an unconfirmed reset, which honestly I mean, it's already broken below this low here, so I think this is going to be a reset anyways. So I'd probably be looking for sells, but these aren't sell setups. To have a sell setup, you'd want something to come somewhere up here, and then you could sell it with like a pin to the 50 or something. So you see the move happened super early. I mean, this was like 2 o'clock actually. So there was like not even a chance of catching that. All right, so we answered one question though, right? Which is what?
Looks like a reset.
That's a reset there, and we just keep counting down now. So now we're looking for, what was the somewhere around here. Yeah, somewhere around here. About 300 pips in one direction, so we're almost there anyways. So then if we're looking for that, what would be I guess start thinking about what's the best scenario that we would want for that to happen. What do we need to happen if we want something like that?
Type 1
Type
from
1?
the 200.
Yeah, type 1.
Or type 2 maybe. Or maybe go down and then come back up and hit the 50 and go back down.
Yeah, so you got to see what's going to end up happening here, because ideally we want price to be down here, right? We want price to get down here.
Yeah.
How does it do that? Well, it could either do it like this, or it could actually just go straight down and give you a pattern like that. You know what I mean? So either way, we want price to come down here. Now, this is on Tuesday, so if this comes straight out and does this gives you a really good pattern to have that Tuesday all day move, that Tuesday all day move in one direction, but it would also basically confirm this as peak formation low, because this would be a multi-day. You see what I mean? So it just depends on what happens with price action here, how it behaves, whether it goes up, pins here and comes down, or whether it shoots straight down and then gives you a pattern there. So you just got to let it tell you, or let it show you essentially what it's going to do. So there you go. So here, like already, here's probably a good, whatchamacallit, a good area for maybe a first leg. If you're doing like a two-legged pattern here, this definitely looks like it could be a good candidate for a first leg. And just notice the pin bars here again, that area. Keep in mind that these pin bars, right, they may go down here, but you also got to take into effect the spread, you know, that they have down here also. So you may have, you know, the two lines, the bid and ask. You may have, you know, the bid here, the ask all the way down here with, if the spread is like, you know, whatever, 10, 15 pips. So really, it looks like they're only grasping, you know, for this little box here, but in reality, depending on how big the spread is, you're actually they're trying to grasp all this down here. It just also happens to be a even number, 22,500, right? All right, so far, one leg. Can we get a second? Or is this really going to be or is this going to be the second leg of this? By the way, this is too big to be, it's about 20 pip, almost 20 pip difference. So we want something down here for the best entry. It's a possible second leg there. If that, you see how they pin the same area? I mean, do you see how the pins go literally to the exact same place? You think that's a coincidence? It's not, right? Look, pin, bar closes right at where the pin is. Like, so, I mean, this is a star pattern here, right? The problem is obviously you're really far away from the 5 and 13. So it just goes sideways, sideways, sideways. How far are you away from the low here? Okay, so you're about 15 pips. So what point do you think you're looking at getting into the trade?
It's, you already got some kind of a pattern there. You're waiting for a second leg that produces a big enough or small enough stop loss so that it qualifies. And if I look at that railway track forming there, it's outside the London. So if I'm getting close to taking the trade long here, if I can get some confidence or some confirmation that the cross will happen in the US session.
In the US session. Well, so what's the setup look like here? Because I mean, if you go down here, you're about 15 pips out. You know, obviously you're taking this to, let's say, the 200. That'd be the first stop, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're in this is the second leg here. This is the first leg. This is definitely a second leg here, right? So, being a second leg, and you see a star pattern, right? Star pattern on the second leg gives you an early entry if you want it, right?
Yeah.
So, if you're there, that could be an entry. If you're not there and you miss this, you actually get a second chance. You normally don't get a second chance.
Yes.
But all this right here is a second chance to get in on the trade, right? And so, I mean, essentially, you are in the actual New York box now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why. There's a reason why why they're not coming back down here again. So I don't think they're coming down here again. They already cleared that area right
I
here.
think if you could see, I don't know, you don't have your TDI up, but if there was some diversion right on the TDI
yeah.
there,
I don't have that.
that would have been even a better confirmation.
Well, there.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So you have definitely some divergence here. that you could see there, right?
If you would have taken it on that second leg where that star pattern is and 6 candles, you would have got out and probably break even or a little loss.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends
So-
on, you know, whether or not, because they're not coming back down here, you know what I mean? So they're staying above it. So it almost makes you want to, you know, do I keep it for, you know, for just since I'm entering just the U.S. session here, do I keep it a little bit longer or not? Is really what you should be asking yourself.
I don't know, I always get burned by New York session like the first hour. They always come up, hit my stop loss, and so I'm saying they're going down, and then I'll take it because otherwise I'm staying away because I've been burned too many times.
The 50 would scare me.
I think I would leave it alone and just not watch it. And then if I lose, I lose. If it goes, then great.
Yeah. Don't be scared of the 50. The 50s is going to be there, right? If we believe that we're right and this is a reset and we know that we've already moved 300 pips, I mean, I don't know like how many more confirmations do we want? You know what I mean? I mean, look at this here to here to here to here. It's already moving halfway up.
There's one more confirmation. That's when it stops you out.
It stops you out. Well, if it stops you out, it'll stop you out like in the next 2 candles.
That's the last confirmation, if you
Yeah.
ask me.
So I don't think that you know, you should be afraid of the 50 at all. But there's your confirmation there.
Mm.
So I mean, that originally was like 50 pip trade turned into 120.
See.
Right, 100. Let's say just 100.
Yeah, I would have went and just got some breakfast and not watch it.
Who watches the trades, man? You shouldn't watch your trades. Very bad emotional decisions.
Yeah, no, that's why I don't watch them anymore. They used to mess me up.
All right, but we have, what do we have here now? Basically had a huge move, huge rise on Tuesday. So what do we want on Wednesday? If this right here is peak formation low, what do we want to do?
I'll say either a type 3 or a type 2 long.
I'm saying what's the directional bias?
Guys,
Oh, long. Taking longs.
Taking longs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hold the trade, Rizzy. You can definitely do that if you want to. Market maker cycle, I don't think it would be a market maker cycle unless you have a full reversal on Wednesday or Thursday. You know what I mean? To go down. That would make sense if it's resetting again.
Well, we're saying that's level 1, right? So their only choice is to go up then.
Yeah, unless they want to reset again and keep going down. You know what I mean? So unless they do something like this again. But I mean, this is one day straight shot, 100 and some odd pips. So, I mean, just by looking at this, right? For me, I'm looking at it in the sense of I would want to have something that pins to either the 200 or, I mean, I don't know how this is going to play out with this 50 being here, but
yeah, that's a nice type 3 if it comes back to it from type 2.
Yeah, something that's pinning an EMA would be ideal for me. But yeah, I think if we're looking for buys, right? Because of where we are as far as peak formation low, and we want this to keep going higher, then it's probably going to end up being a trending cycle. You know what I mean? So unless they do something like this again, I don't know how this is going to play out with this 50 being here, but You know what I mean? If we want this
Yeah,
to keep going higher and higher. Okay, so, I mean, based off of this right here, like, I'm only looking at one option at that point.
Type 3.
Yeah, I mean, I would want this to come back and go like this.
it might just be a pin bar.
Unless they come all the way back down and do that, you know. I don't know, I guess I'm just type 3 junkie. Yep.
Oh, there he goes.
There it is.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're still in profit after 6 candles, so you keep this thing going.
So where would you have entered there, Mark?
Right there for me. For me, it's here because I just know the behavior.
I was wondering the same thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, where's the entry?
As soon as I see that print here, it's like what the risk for me is like so small, like it doesn't, you know what I mean? The small on this, the risk on this is like stupid small. It's like 7 pips. Like what am I? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, just on this candle alone, it's 32 pips. So in one candle, I would have taken profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like if you know the behavior, there's no reason for them to do this if they're going to come back down. If they're going to come back down here, why are they going to produce that? You just got to ask yourself, why are they producing this candle right there and right here? And then you have the TDI bouncing off the 50 as well.
So if you would have got in right there and they took you out and then hit the low, would you have set a new trade right there at the low for it to go up?
On which low? Down here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they would have took, yeah, okay.
Yeah, if they take, that's the whole point of me. This is why I'm so aggressive with it, because like if they take me out, I know I'm going to be taken out the next candle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fine with that.
And you would have set another trade down there at the
Yeah, so I
bottom.
mean, you just wait, right? If they come down, cool, let them come down, and then see do they take out that low or not.
Okay, because that happened to me last week. I was looking at a type 3 and it went down and hit that low and then went straight up after that, and
Yeah.
I didn't get back in right there. So
No, get back in if they don't take out this low again. Of course, get back in. You'll get another pattern on the second leg. This will be the first leg. Obviously, this will be the second leg, and that's it.
okay.
I mean, where this is going here, like let's say if you don't even take that entry, I mean, maybe you get a second opportunity here in the U.S. session. Because I mean, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, look. What's that?
What a wood.
There's your second. If you don't make this, here's your second entry. There's a second entry for you. So if you don't feel, comfortable doing that, this one you'd have to go just there for a 2-to-1. And it's literally the same thing. If they take you out, they'll take you out in like the next 2 or 3 candles. You'll be out pretty quick. And that's fine. Let them take you out quick. So you're not sitting there for 8 candles. 10 candles. You ever taken a trade like at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 o'clock at night, and you're still sitting there 8 hours later? I know I'm not the only one that did it.
No, you're right. Yeah, I've done it.
Wonder why the market doesn't move. So what are we looking for on Thursday then?
I mean, depending on the ADR where we are now, I mean, it looks like we
I
are
think we're
probably
still
at a
super
level
early.
2.
230.
Yeah,
What is
we're
that?
looking at a
230
long.
something?
I would say longs.
240, right?
I think you gotta
Like
go long, but
240
if
or
you hit
so.
that peak, that previous week high, you're about at 3 times ADR at that point.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, perfect. Yes,
Exactly.
you got it.
Yeah, somewhere up here is about 3 times ADR. But so here's the thing you have to start to consider, right? If you're in a trending cycle, which clearly this is what it is, what needs to happen on a trending cycle, right? If you're in a
A
trending
higher,
cycle, what needs to happen?
yeah,
A pullback to go back higher.
Right, you need a pullback, right? So we need a pullback. Hopefully, if it does something like this, you can get another buy. You know, but also be aware that if it doesn't do that, if it does something like this, you might get a sell, a short-term sell that does the pullback. You know what I mean? And then you can go back up again. So I mean, it just depends on really how this behaves here at the beginning. So let them, at this point here, the overall trend that you're looking for is a buy, but because you're past already the first level, right, you have options of doing either buying or selling. The selling is very short term. The buying is really what you want. You know what I mean? But regardless, just let them show you what they're doing before you make any kind of decisions on it. Just let them show you. They always show you. It's there. I mean, just by that move there, what's the only option? You're kind of limited to two things. You either come here and do that, or you do this and come down. That's really the only two options that you have. So I mean, it's just really what options do they give you, you know? What is that?
railway track.
That's an entry.
Right. So the question
Retrace
is,
there.
though,
How big is it?
yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about 2 times ADR there. What does that look like?
Would you be looking at that as a peak high? Like an M?
Here's what I want you to notice is why on earth would this happen? Just a question. Why would that happen? Why would they do that?
Is that a stop hunt?
Right. Why would they do that?
They're going down.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
This should be a full candle. Right? Like if we want to go higher, this should be a full candle. Think about it. At one time, this entire freaking candle was blue. This whole thing was blue. How many people do you think bought here? Because that's what they're thinking. That candle there, 16 pip wick. And with the spread, it's probably more like a 20, 22 pip wick. Look what's happening on the TDI. Remember this this. Here's your second, but your second's all the way down here. I think the question really is more about whether or not the trade itself whether or not you're willing to risk, 18 pips or so, or 20 pips or whatever.
It's going to retrace a little bit into that pin bar, what I've seen.
What's that?
But it always goes back into that pin bar, right? Most of the time, not always. Most of the time, goes back into the pin bar for a bit of a better entry. And
yeah,
then,
well, I mean, clearly you definitely want a better entry. I wouldn't risk 20 pips on it, So
yeah.
if you can get maybe half of that back,
yeah,
right? And now you're talking a 12 pip, 13 pip, risk, and you're still taking it to, well, you hope to get the 200.
Yeah.
I mean, that's freaking a 6-to-1 trade. I mean, just a 2-to-1 is right there. You're not asking for a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's UK's US session, so yeah.
So I mean, here or here, you're already at ridiculous amounts of risk to reward ratio. But I mean, for this to be a viable trade, you need this to have a pullback. Yeah, because taking it down here and then you doing that is, to me, doesn't make a lot of sense. So you would want to pull back. You're right. At least I would say half of that candle, so you can get half of that back in the stop loss.
Yeah, you're right.
And again, if you're wrong, literally the next candle will take you out. And just let it take you out. But that's what you would want. If not, then you just don't take it. You could skip it and look for the buy setup on either, whatever, Friday or the next day or next week. So look at that. You get a full, you're right, you almost get a full candle. Wait back. How'd you know that?
Yes, backtesting. And then getting into the trade too early in real trading and real life.
So you gotta ask yourself, how many of you would have taken yourself out?
Me.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that one.
This is why you don't look at the trade while it's going on.
Yeah, I would have went and got breakfast.
Literally,
I like that idea.
This is why I don't look at my trades. I just let them go. If they take me out, take me out.
Okay. Ate breakfast too fast. I would have seen it.
I would have taken my 20 pips because of the US session. At that second big red candle, I would have been up, taking profit there.
So I mean, even there, yeah, you would have gotten like 3-to-1, 3.5 almost. So
I didn't trust the US session at that time.
So yeah, I mean, that right there would have been 2 candles and you're done. All right, so it is Friday. Hate trading Fridays. For this to be the right trade on a Friday, it would need to be, for me, it would need to be a buy, right? I wouldn't be taking any sells. I'd be looking for buys. Because I'm thinking of the overall Monday through Friday cycle, which was a trending cycle, right? Here was your pullback that we talked about, and so now we'd be looking for a buy to finish the week. Whether that happens or not is, we'll see. But that would be the only thing that I'd be interested in taking.
What if where we're at now is level 1, and that's peak? Yesterday was peak formation high. It's so close to the last one. So
you're right, it is. But I mean, I'm thinking in this more the sense of just the weekly trending cycle. You know what I mean? And so, but if it's not there, then I just don't worry about it, man. That's why I don't really like to trade on Fridays a lot. And it's the first Friday
for a holiday.
Yeah, this is right before a holiday, isn't it? Yeah, 4th
Yeah,
of
so it's
July.
gonna consult. Yeah, like.
So yeah, it might not be the best day to trade, anyways. And this NFP also, right? Isn't it first Friday of the week or the month?
Yeah.
That screams, leave it alone.
It screams, leave it alone.
Yeah, no, I'll have a Bloody Mary with this breakfast.
Holy shit! Look at that.
That's typically FMOC this week. Huh?
It looks like a second. Like here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles in a railroad track. What's the? I think that candle's too big though. Not really. This might be too big though. I mean, it's not really that big. But I mean, you have to basically go back up to the top. The only reason you're even considering entering is because you got a potentially what look like a first leg, second leg with a railroad track.
Yeah.
If that didn't happen, then it wouldn't even be up for really a debate or anything like that. Let's roll that shit. Either you get taken out or we don't get taken out. Is that 6 candles? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so this would have been a break-even trade.
But Mark, do you see that pin bar again? It went into the pin bar before it went up. Eh?
Which one?
Where you where you decided to enter. Look after the pin bar. That it again.
Yeah, you see, you got another. You see, you got a whole another pullback, right?
Yes, yeah. Taught me a couple lessons on that one.
Yeah, that would have been a way better entry if you had to wait for a pullback. Yeah, right. You're right, man. See, good stuff. You're learning good stuff. You're learning about that pullback.
Yes.
It's pinned into the 50 there if you're looking for sells.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just noticing that the fact that, you know, it's all of them are running through it now. So that's what I'm saying. This is just like a small loss to break even because, I mean, you're out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you're already past 6 candles. You're really not in profit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all those pins to the 50 would have scared me.
Yeah, I think the 50 is going to block it here. I don't think it's going to go any higher. But whatever, just get out and enjoy the Friday.
Yeah.
And if this is really if this is NFP, then you don't even want to be around for this crap anyways. Yeah, so I mean, eventually it did go up, but you had to almost wait the whole freaking day for that. So take your break-even trade or small loss or whatever and move on. I mean, shit, you had 1, 2, 3, 4 freaking trades on one pair in 1 week. So think about it like this. You miss this trade here, right? Does it really matter that you missed this trade? Or this, I shouldn't say the trade because there is no trade here, but this move here you missed, but was it not made up for the rest of the week? All right, guys, welcome back. I hope that watching that backtesting video helped you tremendously, and I hope you gained a lot of value. I know the video is long, but I mean, you can't really predict, you know, how long it's going to take you to backtest a week, especially when, you know, you have other people there asking questions and stuff. So hopefully it was very helpful and provided a lot of value to you guys. If you want to see a different pair again, just comment below, let me know, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, guys, and we'll try to do these at least once a week to give you guys a better insight as to what's going on in my mind when I'm backtesting these particular pairs. All right, guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your week.